Hi, Richard Duffy. This is the fourth edition of the SAP Business One podcast. And what I've decided to do from now on is I've decided to record these sessions of a Monday morning. So that way, rather than giving you news at the end of the week, I've decided to give you some news at the start of the week and focus hopefully on some topics that are going to help you as you go forwards into the new week. And as you know, this week being the last week of March, it's the last week of Q1, and I know for many of you, your focus this week is on being out there talking to your prospective customers and answering any questions that they may have and getting that business organized, closed, so that you can start those implementations in Q2. So I'm going to keep this week's podcast fairly short. I'm going to talk about two specific things. First thing I want to talk about, let's talk about that sales issue in particular. So one of the things we like to do from an SAP Business One perspective is make sure that you have access to all the resources that you need to help you get out there and get that business happening as quickly and as easily as possible. So I'd like to make an offer to you. If you have some opportunities that you're working on and you're working on getting those closed off this week, and you'd like some additional assistance from anyone in the SAP Business One Global team, we're here ready, willing and able to help you. So what does that mean? Perhaps you'd like either myself as the SAP Business One product evangelist, or Stefan Mermet, our head of global sales for SAP Business One, perhaps Fritz Neumeier, our head of indirect channels, or even Robert Wieman, who looks after all of our product development for SAP Business One. Perhaps you're working on an opportunity that's significant enough that you believe it would be helpful to have one of those people jump on the phone with you and your prospective customer to answer any questions they have and make sure they understand that we are absolutely standing 100% behind you in the opportunity. We're more than happy to do that. What do you need to do to make that happen? Well, first thing you need to do, jump on the phone to your SAP Business One channel manager, tell them about the opportunity. No doubt they'd be aware of it already because of the forecasting process, but let them know that you would like some of that executive sponsorship. Now that can either be a phone call or it can even be something as simple as an email from one of those folks to your prospective customer. Now, of course, don't forget we stand behind every single one of our SAP Business One customers. So if you are, looking at this podcast and you are an SAP Business One customer, or you're thinking about an SAP Business One solution, of course, all of us are ready, willing, and able to assist with any questions that you may have. And of course, you can always contact me at richard.duffy@sap.com if you do have any questions. But there's an offer there for you as an SAP Business One channel partner. If you'd like some additional assistance in this last week of Q1, we all stand ready, willing, and able to help you. So the second thing I want to talk about is the iPad 2. So the iPad 2 launched here in Australia and a number of other countries other than the US just last Friday the 25th of March, I think it was. And like thousands of other people, I went and stood in the queue and got myself an iPad 2. So what does the iPad 2 mean for you as a SAP Business One channel partner selling the SAP Business One solution, and of course tools like the SAP Business One mobile application? Well, in all honesty, it doesn't have a huge impact. Apart from the fact that the current, or the new iPad rather, is much faster. It has the dual-core A5 processor. It's thinner, lighter. It has the camera on the front and the back, and some additional applications to take advantage of that power. Really, fundamentally, you'll see a couple of minor changes. The Business One mobile application will start up a bit faster. The application, the Business Objects Explorer application, will start up a little bit faster. But don't forget, we're always looking back at that live data over the internet, so you are still going to be impacted by the speed of your internet connection. For me, the biggest advantage of the iPad 2 over the standard iPad is the fact that you can now take the entire screen from the iPad 2 and you can project it out. You can project it out to a high definition screen. You can project it out to a data projector. What does this mean? This is going to make your demonstration process a heck of a lot easier. So why is that the case? Well, with the iPad 2, you now have available for you this particular cable. This is the DVI cable that you can purchase with your iPad 2. Now this will also work with the iPhone 4 and the original iPad, but it's only going to, on those devices, and of course the iPod Touch as well, the latest generation iPod Touch, but on those devices it's only going to output certain applications. So playing a video, delivering a presentation, whatever the case may be, it will only output those. On the iPad 2, of course, anything that's on the screen goes out through this device. So on the back of it, you'll see you have a HDMI cable plug, as well as a pass-through connector that allows you to plug in your iPad and continue to synchronize it, charge it, whatever the case may be. Now the other cable that you can get is this one, again for the iPad, and this has a VGA connector. So if you've got a data projector that has VGA on the as a cable choice for it, you can use one of these. Now of course the other thing, if your data projector has a DVI cable, you can get a HDMI to DVI cable and use that with it as well. So let's take a look at exactly how it works. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to spin this screen around a little bit, and I'm going to spin this one around just so you can see. So here I've just got a standard monitor that uses HDMI. So I'm going to take my iPad 2. So here it is, here's the iPad 2, and you can see looks a little bit different, a little bit thinner. It has the curved edges, so it's a little bit easier to hold, and of course it has the fabulous smart cover, which is an amazing piece of engineering and design. I really, really love that. And you just take your cable adapter and you pop it into the bottom here. So that's now plugged in. We'll switch our iPad on. And I'll just put in my code, and that's unlocked. So now I've got my Mac Mini here, and one day I'll actually give you a bit of a tour of all the equipment that I use in my day-to-day activities. But I'm just going to take the HDMI cable out of the back of that. So now you can see there's no longer an image on my screen there. I'm just going to take the HDMI cable, plug it into the HDMI port, and then in a couple of seconds that'll detect that that's there. And you'll now see, here it comes. Alright, so there is the entire screen from your iPad now projected or shown on your monitor. So again, if you've got your data projector, whatever you're doing here can now be seen on the data projector. So if I go in here, for example, and I start up SAP Business One, there it is, there's the SAP Business One mobile app solution for iPad. There's the logon screen. I'm just going to choose the demo mode. And you can see now it's connecting to the server. Obviously it's a little bit far away, so you can't necessarily see that, you know, the detail, but there it is. There's the SAP Business One application. You can go into your approvals, you can go and view your business partners, and again, as I said, what you're going to be impacted on by here is your speed of your internet connection. So when I go and choose my business partners, you'll see there's all my business partners, and I can start doing a really, really good demonstration of this technology. And of course now as well, you can access your SAP Business One demo environment. I've got my Business One demo environment here. I can access it via RDP, so the remote desktop protocol, and I can also access it via Citrix because I have a Citrix server farm here as well. So I can now take my iPad with me and do basically everything I need to do out with a customer from a demonstration perspective, whether it's taking them through presentations, whether it's showing them particular videos, because of course you can now take your videos on your iPad. You can access my YouTube channel on your iPad and project those demo videos that I've done up on the big screen using your iPad, as well as being able to access tools like the Business Intelligence on Demand or the Business Objects Explorer using your iPad and showing it on the big screen. So, and of course, as you can see there, as you change your orientation of your iPad, that data shows up accordingly. So for me, that's the big advantage of the iPad 2, is having access to that new capability in being able to do really, really effective demonstrations. So that brings this week's podcast to a close. A couple of quick things. Don't forget, my email address is richard.duffy@sap.com. If there are any topics you would like me to cover, if you have any questions that you want me to address in these podcasts, please don't hesitate to drop me a note. Be more than happy to answer any of those questions for you. Remember, end of Q1, our focus, as yours is no doubt, is on helping you make sure that you bring in as many of those opportunities that you're working on as possible. And the global team stands ready, willing, and able to work with you to help you do that. So remember, reach out to your SAP Business One channel manager if you'd like us to do an email to your prospective customer, jump on a phone call with you. We'd be more than happy to do that. So once again, as always, thanks for watching. Have a great week. This time next week, I'm going to be in Copenhagen delivering the SAP Channel Partner Marketing Catalyst workshops, and I'll be on the road for the next 4 weeks throughout Europe. But I will be online delivering the Channel Partner podcast as per usual, albeit from a couple of different locations around the world. So we'll see if we can put together a little bit of localized content as I go from country to country. Thanks very much.